Hi everyone and welcome. If you have ever spent months searching for the right developer, you know how painful it can be. Months of waiting, endless calls, and notice periods that feel like forever. And by the time that person finally joins you, your roadmap has already shifted, and the opportunity you were hiring for has passed. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be that way anymore. And today I'll show you how tech companies across the DACH region are cutting their hiring cycles from months down to under 30 days. I know that sounds bold, so let's start with a few real examples. ING Plus, Visaplan, and Kiflo. So three very different companies, but the same core struggle. Each of them had tight deadlines, no internal recruiters, no HR, and market rates that made hiring feel impossible. They were losing time every week without new developer was another week without progress on critical product workload, critical product milestones. But they made a change. They found a model that let them hire qualified developers in as little as 14 days, without recruiters, without contracts dragging on for months. So those same developers are still working with them today, three years later. So how did they do that? That's what we are here to unpack together today. And here's what we will cover in the next 14 minutes. So we will start with the current hiring landscape in DACH region, what's really driving these long hiring cycles. Then we will look at the biggest challenges tech companies face and how they stack up across different hiring models, from traditional in hire recruiting to modern on-demand solutions. You will see real case studies from companies I just mentioned, and I'll show you the process we use at Intellivision to help companies hire pre-vetted developers in less than 30 days. And in the end, we'll open for a live Q&A session. Um, that's what we are going to cover today. I'm happy to dive into your specific situation in the end. So let's start from the beginning. I'm Yuri Kutula, CEO and CTO on Television. I came from an engineering background, and over the past decade, I've built and scaled multiple teams across Europe in different industries. I've been on both sides of the hiring process, the one searching desperately for the right developers, and the one helping companies finally find them. At Intellivision, we turned that experience into something very practical, a way to help tech companies access pre-vetted, full-time developers who integrate seamlessly into their teams. But before we talk about how it works, I wanted to start with a question. So these are four pillars and the four pain points that define how hiring looks across the DACH region today. So you may recognize one or maybe all four in your own situations. And I would love to hear maybe there are some challenges are you currently facing. So if you can drop me the answers in the chat, thank you, Alexandra. So yeah, one, if you're struggling to hire because of the speed. The second one is if you find high costs, it's the biggest challenge. And the third, it's hard to hire truly skilled senior engineers. The fourth, if you scale in your team quickly. And efficiently feels almost impossible. So thank you, Alexandra, for your answers. Okay, maybe let's move forward then. That brings us to why so many companies in the DACH region are rethinking how they hire. And here the truth that the hiring system we relied on 5 or 10 years ago simply don't fit the speed and complexity of today's tech environment. At the same time, recruitment is slow and kind of expensive because in-house hiring can take months, and recruitment agencies often charge 5 to 10,000 euros per role, with no guarantee you will ever find the right person because they technically usually do not assess these candidates. Then the filtering problem, you have to spend hundreds, you have to seek hundreds of CVs. You have to spend a lot of time on interviews, and still there is some uncertainty about whether a candidate truly fits your stack, your culture, or even project goals. And for sure, freelancers, they can fill some gaps fast, but that comes with another risk. They are great for quick fixes, but they can disappear mid-project, leaving the team scrambling, and this momentum for the change, it's usually lost. So all these factors combined create a perfect storm. It's high pressure, slow processes, and constant hiring uncertainty for you. So naturally, more and more companies are starting to ask the same question that I hear the most, like, what are the real options? And more importantly, which one actually works? So let's take a look at how the traditional hiring models compare. So because while the challenges are nearby universal, like slow processes, high costs, limited flexibility, the hiring strategies companies use to solve these challenges couldn't be more different. So some still rely on in-house teams, other work with freelancers, some turn to recruitment agencies to help, and there's a new hybrid approaches. So let's walk through each of one to see where they shine and where they start to fall apart. Let's start maybe with the most traditional option. So it's in-house hiring. This model is all about control and long-term stability. When you hire internally, you build deep product knowledge, tight culture alignment, and a sense of ownership that's hard to replicate. So it works really well for mature companies with strong HR teams and predictable roadmaps, especially for roles tied to your core IP or core product architecture. But the trade-off usually is a speed. So hiring in Germany still takes around 3 to 4 months per role, sometimes more in big cities like Berlin or Munich. And with senior salaries ranging from 8 to 10,000 euros a month plus employer contribution and different other overheads. So the budget for the role rise really, really very fast. Scaling quickly becomes almost impossible, and when deadlines are tight or priorities shift, the system simply cannot keep up. That's usually when companies start asking, like, is there any faster way to get help without losing quality and momentum? And which brings us to other extreme. So freelancers, they are quick to find, easy to onboard, and they're truly perfect for short-term needs like an MVP, some proof of concept, or some standalone module. if you just need an extra pair of hands for a few weeks, they can be really a great solution. But as soon as projects get complex, when multiple developers need to collaborate or when long-term consistency matters, cracks begin to show because freelancers often work independently um, with limited accountability, and they're quite unpredictable in availability. So you might gain flexibility, but you lose reliability, right? So that's why many companies end up stuck in a cycle, constantly hiring and onboarding, like replacing freelancers, while actually they are losing this momentum every few months. The next logical step becomes, okay, let's get professionals to handle this for us. And that's where usually recruitment agencies enter the picture. So recruitment agencies seems like the middle ground. They help you find vetted candidates faster than you usually will do that because it's their core business. They handle sourcing. They sometimes even do some first round of screening interviews for executive or strategic hires that can be incredibly useful if you have a time and stable budget and an internal HR team ready to onboard. Agencies can bring real value for you, but they come with usually heavy costs. Um, so on average, 20-25% of a developer's annual salary, it's their fee. And still they take months to deliver some results for you. So even once the person is hired, the agency steps back, leaving you to handle everything from onboarding to retention. So while agencies can feel the pipeline, can show you some candidates, they rarely solve the deeper issue, how to scale fast, stay flexible, how to ensure that the person they show to you, that you interview them, is technically capable of doing your project, and ensure that the delivery is continuous and sustainable. And that's exactly why a new approach has started to gain traction. One that combines the best parts of all three models discussed previously without the downside. So talent as a service, or TaaS, was built for today's tech environment, where speed, quality, and flexibility matters more than traditional headcount ownership. With this model, you can hire pre-vetted full-time developers in under 30 days, ready to integrate directly into your existing team. So they are not freelancers, they are dedicated developers and engineers who work as a part of your team every day. But without recruitment fees, without long-term commitments or administrative overhead, because they are already vetted. Only the top 1% make it through our selection. You save months of interviews and testing. So we technically vet them, and you get the best candidates from this niche. And since you only pay for active time, companies cut costs by up to 50% compared to traditional hiring. So talent as a service works best when you need to move quickly, bringing notice periods, bridging notice periods, scaling for new projects, or covering compliance bottlenecks that slow internal hiring. You get control of all in-house team. It's like really feels as in-house. It provides you with this flexibility of freelancers, so you could easily scale it up and down if needed. And it gives you this predictability agencies can't offer. So It's very fast, it's reliable, and it's built for the kind of growth space most DACH companies are now aiming for. When you see the hiring approach together, the trade-offs become really clear. So in-house hiring gives you great control and very deep internal knowledge, but it's slow and expensive to scale. Freelancers, on the other hand, bring speed and flexibility, but predictability and reliability are hit or miss for you. Recruitment agencies can help you find candidates, but they come with high fees and they usually don't do any technical assessment for the candidates they show. And then there's talent as a service. So modern, flexible model that brings all the advantages together. So fast hiring, top tier quality, cost efficiency, and full control over the team. You can have pre-vetted full-time engineers integrated into your team in under 30 days without any recruitment fees, no risks for you, so no contracts you cannot get out of, and as a bonus, cost savings of up to 50%. This is what a new generation of DACH tech leaders are choosing because it's not just faster, it's smarter. So let's take a closer look at how that actually works in real life. So when you work with Intel Vision and our new way to scale tech teams, you tell us who you need, and within a few days, you get free CVs of vetted developers who match your project needs. So no job posting jobs, no recruitment fees, no obligation from your side. So once you select a developer, they join your team full time, working directly in your stack, with your tools, and what is most important, your processes. So they are fully aligned with your business, with your company, and it feels just like an in-house teammate working for you remotely. But without the HR headache, without payroll headache, so you don't manage benefits, vacations, or sick leave. We take care of everything behind the scenes so you can focus on a delivery. And the best part that you pay per use, so you can scale up or down anytime and only pay for the actual workload. So if the person also is on a leave, you don't spend anything, right? So we cover that part. If the person works 100 hours this month, you just pay for 100 hours. It's the same model that's helped us complete over 100 projects, maintain 3+ year partnerships with our clients, and start new collaborations in as little as 14 days from our first call with the client. And now you might be thinking, that sounds great, but what's about risks? So when we say risk-free, we really mean it. So with Intel Vision, there's no upfront fees, no recruitment costs, and no long-term commitments you cannot walk away from. So you can start small uh, with just one developer and scale your team as you go. And if after months or 2 months you decide to stop, you can. So no penalties, no question asks. Um, it just it's your team on your terms. That's why our team retention rate sits on 89%, and 70% of clients they return to extend their team or launch new features with us. Once companies experience how fast and flexible this model is, they really rarely go back to traditional hiring. Let's move from theory to practice and look how this work on real companies. So please meet Visoplan, a construction SaaS tech company from Germany, from Berlin. They build powerful BIM, so building information model system to help engineers, architects, and contractors in construction collaborate more efficiently on large scale projects. When we first spoke, Visoplan had a challenge that will sound probably familiar to many of you. So they needed a team of senior full stack developers fast. But local hiring was slow, it was expensive and unpredictable. So they couldn't afford to wait 5 months just to fill key roles for their product. So they turned to us, to Intellivision, and within 10 days, we built and onboarded a first developer and rolled out the dedicated team. So 3 full stack developers and 2 front-end engineers, all fully integrated into Visoplan's daily work. They work closely with their CTO. No delays, no recruiters. They spent zero on recruitment. We just staffed these specialists for them. So together, we delivered 5 major product scale features, improving system stability, expanding functionality, and reducing development costs by 50%. What started as a short-term solution turned into a partnership that now lasted over 3.5 years. And yeah, this is a Visoplan actual platform. So it's built and scaled with our team. It's a 3D beam interface that connects every stakeholder on a project, from designer to site engineers, in one unified digital space. Our developers helped redesign and extend components from 2D planning tools to full 3D model visualization. We improved data synchronization and made UI perform faster. All of this was achieved without long recruitment cycles or complex hiring processes. Just a team ready to deliver from day one. And this is exactly what the talent as a service model is about. So speed, quality, and long-term reliability, all without these hiring bottlenecks that slow most companies down. Another example, this is ING Plus. It's a data automation SaaS platform built for municipalities and infrastructure service providers in Germany. Their product helps cities with real-time data from utilities, pipelines, and sensors to make smarter, faster decisions using automation and AI. When ING reached out, they were at a crossroad because their internal teams were overloaded. Their user interface needed a full redesign, and they couldn't find the senior developers fast enough to keep up with their roadmap. So they turned to us, and within just 21 days, we built a dedicated cross-functional team, 2 full stack developers, QA engineer, project manager, business analyst, and UX designer. As an outcome, 40% reduction in development costs and 60% improvement in user experience because of new platform that we built. We didn't just help them build faster, we helped them rethink how they deliver technology altogether. This is one of the dashboards in this product. So it's a dashboard for sewer pipes, a tool that visualizes inspections and infrastructure data for public systems like water and sewage pipelines. Our engineers built this tool from scratch. This module handles complex data flows And we completely redesigned the interface from the past solution. It was actually like developed fully by us, and this interface really navigate user experience. So it's like user driven and help with real-time collaboration. Everything you see here was delivered by Intellivision team, embedded directly into ING workflow, working alongside their internal engineers. And just like with Visoplan, the collaboration hasn't stopped. After more than 2.5 years now, we continue to grow with our developers. We scale their platform, we add in new features, and we expand into new regions. Um, we have seen how the model transform companies in construction and infrastructure, but it doesn't stop there. So it's a completely different space, partner management. This is Kiflo, a France-based company that helps small and mid-sized businesses manage and scale their partnership program. The PRM platform brings together everything from onboarding and deal tracking to partner performance analysis, all in one clean, very easy to use interface. But like many growing SaaS companies, Kiflo hit a roadblock, so they needed experienced developers who could help scale the product quickly, adopt to shifting feature priorities, and maintain quality without spending months hiring. So they turned to Intellivision, and in 21 days, we matched them with two full stack developers specializing in React and .NET. Jerome spent around like 4 or 5 hours altogether on this recruitment stage. And our developers joined Kiflo's team full time. They integrated directly into their product workflow, and they started delivering results immediately. And the impact was a 25% faster delivery timeline, 30% cut in development costs, and very fast, scalable, high quality platform that continues to grow with the company. What really stands out about this partnership is the trust and the connection built over time. Uh, Please also meet Gincom. It's an Irish-based company focused on health and safety communication for high-risk industries, and they create interactive learning tools and digital training systems to make workplaces as a safer environment and more compliant environment. And Gincom needed to develop a scalable SaaS web application to manage health and safety content efficiently, but they were up against very tight deadlines. They wanted to deliver an MVP in just 3 months. And they didn't have time for traditional hiring cycles. That's why they turned to us. And within 14 days, we assembled a cross-functional team. So it was front-end, back-end developers, QA engineer, business analyst, and a project manager, all ready to go and deliver. And the results speak for themselves. 25% reduction in development costs, 45% faster time to market, fully functional MVP delivered in schedule, including a custom SCORM viewer for interactive trainings ahead. Since then, the partnership has continued for over 2.5 years, evolving from MVP delivery to continuous product development. What is interesting that when we developed this MVP, they scaled down the team just to one supporting developer because they wanted to prove that the tool on their clients. And when they get this market traction, we scaled back the team to continue deliver and scaling the product. So from construction to public data to SaaS and education, the industries are different, but the story is the same. It's fast onboarding, a long-term trust, and really consistent results. Why did we create such approach? So the reason is we are an engineering company, and we are engineering companies that hires engineers too. We understand all of the pain points and what makes great engineers productive and what makes teams truly work. Every part of our process was designed to eliminate the wasted time and guesswork that comes with traditional hiring. So how do we actually do this fast? It all starts with how we find and qualify talent. We run an ongoing talent qualification process, meaning we don't wait for clients to request developers. We are always scouting, testing, and verifying engineers. Each developer in our pool has been pre-vetted, technically assessed, and personally interviewed. So we know their communication style, their strongest tech stack, and even which types of projects they excel at. And when a new request comes in, we don't start the search, we start to match. Our internal database acts like a living ecosystem of talents, a network we built and refined over time. This allows us to onboard specialists almost immediately once we understand clients' needs. And when a request is especially unique, we extend the search per request using same vetting standards to ensure they are the right fit before they won. We deliver quality and speed not by cutting different corners, but staying ready. We are not rushing, we are simply ready before our clients ask. Now let me show you how we make sure that developers we offer are truly seniors, not just on paper. Our rule sounds the same. So we stay engineers even in hiring. Once we understand what a client needs, we start with 4 steps. So our vetting process, first we review CVs and LinkedIn profiles in detail, checking real project experience, background, some background checks, not just buzzwords. So only about 18% make it past that stage. Then our senior engineers run technical interviews, testing coding proficiency and problem solving in real world scenarios. From there, just 5% pass. We also build matrices to qualify them accurately. I will show that on other slides. The third stage is we look at communication, credibility, and language fluency, because being great technically isn't enough if you cannot collaborate nowadays. So only 1.6% move forward. And finally, we check the culture and client fit. Soft skills, mindset, accountability. In the end, less than 1% of applicants make it into our network, and that's the stage where we match them with our clients. But before any matching happens, we always start by listening, by talking. Every collaboration begins with a requirement gathering session. This is where we sit down with the client and map out everything that matters, not just the job title and tech stack, but the goals of the project, challenges the client faces nowadays that he want to resolve, and what are the culture in the client company, what is the communication rhythm of the team. We want to understand the why behind the role. So we talk about things like the product architecture, project methodology, is it a Scrum, Kanban, or some other? What are the team composition client is looking for? What are the KPIs and success factors for the client? What are the personality traits that make someone thrive in client's environment? It's not paperwork, it's alignment. We handle it. We are the client interview. We don't like this questionnaire approach. It's more like a talk with the client where we guide the communication and could truly understand how the process is happening at the client level and how specialists could fit client expectations and bring real value and results. Once we know exactly what's needed, we move to the next stage, choosing the right ones from the top 1% we already filtered. We don't rely on labels like senior or experts. Instead, we follow our own standards of high quality engineer, and those standards are constantly refined. Every developer in our network goes through a structured competency review with clear evaluation criteria, feedback, and follow-up recommendations. We track their progress using data-driven PDPs, it's personal development plans, and updated regularly with input from team leads and clients. And when we notice a skill gap, we don't ignore it, we close it. So we pair developers with mentors who can help them strengthen these specific areas which are crucial for the clients. And this keeps our talent pool sharp, very confident, and consistently improving. It's not about testing once, it's about growing consistently and continuously. Here what the process look like in practice. So this is our competency review and technical metrics for .NET developers. Each engineer is evaluated on specific technical blocks, for example, C#, fundamentals, .NET Core framework, some architecture principles. We have a big list of different skills that we are looking for and testing. This is not a multi-choice test. Our senior engineers conduct a real-world scenario interviews, questions that reveal how specific person thinks, not just what they know. So we evaluate their deep, in-depth understanding, their reasoning, and their ability to communicate complex ideas clearly. And because every review is done by engineers, not recruiters or HRs, that feedback is practical and growth focused, so never generic. After each evaluation, we generate detailed feedback and recommendations. So the process doesn't just measure performance, it improves it. Here's an example. You can see that specific developer scored 84.6%. It's a strong senior result, but beyond the numbers, we document their strength points, improvement areas, and next steps. So if someone needs deeper experience in Docker, let's say, or cloud security, we note it clearly and provide resources, some books, advanced course, or even specific exercises. The goal is not to judge, but to help every engineer level up continuously. So we believe feedback should always be actionable. That's why every developer at Intellivision receives personalized technical guidance from mentors with year of hands-on experience. When we assign a developer, for your project, we don't just know um, they can do the job. We know exactly where they will excel and how they will keep growing while they do this job. And this approach ties directly into a big idea, one that defines how we view talent and leadership at Intellivision. We even ran a full webinar about this philosophy. So if you're curious to dive deeper into that mindset, you can easily scan a QR code or find the session on YouTube. And now let me walk you through the process our clients go through when hiring developers with Intellivision, with our talent as a service model. So within the first 1 or 3 days, we gather requirements. And next, within 3 to 5 days, you receive a short list of perfectly matched CVs from our vetted developer network. So you will usually get between 1 to 3 options first, and then we will extend these options when we have a better feeling of the skill match. These are all pre-screened, technically verified, and available to start soon engineers. And importantly, this stage is completely free and without obligations. So you can interview them, you can test their fit, and only move forward if you are confident. Once you will find someone you like, we move into the choose and start phase. So usually 5 to 7 days. We need to sign a simple, flexible agreement, and your chosen developer begins working full-time with your team. No lengthy onboarding, no contract that lock you in for months. It's super flexible integration. And finally, we handle continuous support, so admin, HR, and payments, all handled by us. You only pay for the actual hours your developer work. We assign manager from our end that stays with you to resolve any issues on the go, to ensure the smooth onboarding, and a person that can help you uh, continuously when the project goes, when this partnership goes. So we stay in touch to make sure both sides are satisfied, and we help manage performance and communications throughout the partnership. So within 2 weeks or less, your new developer is already contributing. So it's not just hired, by fully integrated into your team. Let's also put some numbers behind that process. So on average, the total monthly employer budget for a senior developer is around 13,000 euros. That figure includes everything. So recruitment fees, HR overhead you have to spend if you would like to hire somebody, your time, um, also IT setup, so it's around 2,000 euros per month. Then salary plus employer taxes and paid time offs, it's around another 10,000 euros, because anyway, if the person is on a leave, you have to cover his salary. And then the equipment, workspace, and other operational costs, it's roughly 580 euros per month. So it's not just the salary that adds up, it's all the hidden costs around it. Every missed month of hiring, every onboarding delay, every round of recruitment extends the burn rate, right? So we do not count here the delays in the product, your uncovered revenue potential. So we even don't count it here. And that's where Intellivision's model creates measurable, immediate impact by removing those hidden layers completely. On the left, you have the traditional in-house model where you pay in over 13,000 euros a month, And now in the middle, our talent as a service model. So zero recruitment fees or employer costs, no hardware or office expenses, just a flat, all-inclusive rate paid by hour on hour basis. So here, just an example of months, meaning 160 hours per month. So this is the average during the year. So you will spend 7,500 euros per month on a senior dev on average, working full time with your team. So if the capacity of the man is less, you will pay less. That's a 5,700 euros monthly saving per developer, or more than 68,000 euros a year if you scale across a team. And what's even more important, I believe, that you get to focus on your roadmap, on your product that brings you revenue, on your business, and not on a recruitment. Because we know the best way to prove this works, to let you experience it. That's why we offer a 1 week free trial. You can test our developers directly, see how they communicate, how they write code, and how they fit into your team workflows. There are no upfront costs, no commitments. If you're happy, you continue. If not, that's it. No questions asked, nothing to pay. You can scan the QR code on the left to book a quick requirement meeting. I will listen to your needs and show you the developers best suited for your stack, for your team. Or if you prefer to stay in touch and follow updates, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn using the QR on the right. So the goal here isn't just to hire fast, it's to help you build teams that deliver real value and proven results without unnecessary risks, which we have with old school hiring models. And with that, I'll pause here. So thank you for being here, and now let's open up for your questions, if there are any. All right. Thank you a lot for your time today. Have a good evening. Bye bye.